So hello and welcome to our module 12 wireless LAN concept. So the objective of this module is to describe a wireless LAN technology and standards, describe the components of a wireless LAN infrastructure, explain how wireless technology enables wireless LAN operation, explain how a wireless LAN controller uses CAPWAP to manage multiple access points, describe channel management in a wireless LAN, describe threats to wireless LAN, and describe wireless LAN security mechanism. So the benefits of using wireless is mobility. So the ability to move freely while being connected to the network. So this type of technology adapts rapidly, to the changing needs and technology. So we have several types of wireless technology, such as wireless personal area network that has low power and typically short range, 20 to 30 feet or 6 to 9 meters. It is based in the IEEE 802.15 standards and uses 2.4 gigahertz frequencies. So the example technology are Bluetooth and Zigbee. Wireless LAN network, so used in medium-sized network up to about 300 feet, based on IEEE 802.11 standard, depending on the version, of 802.11. Uh, it, it may use 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz frequency. Wireless metropolitan area network used in a large geographical area such as city or district, and uses specific license frequencies. Wireless LAN or wireless wide area network, extensive geographic area for national or global communication, uses specific license frequencies. So Bluetooth is IEEE wireless personal area network standard used for device pairing at up to 300 feet or 100 meters distance. So the latest version of this is Bluetooth 5.0 that can uh, can range up to 400 meters. No? Yan. So Bluetooth Low Energy support mesh topology to large scale network devices. Bluetooth basic rate, enhanced rate, support point to point topology, and is optimized for audio streaming. WiMAX or worldwide interoperability for microwave access. Alternative broadband wired internet connection, based on IEEE 802.16 wireless LAN standard for up to 30 miles or 50-kilometer range. So this WiMAX is hindi siya naging widespread use here in the Philippines. Pero if you will recall history, way back 2000 and so on, the company that implements this in their business is Globe, and then eventually WiMAX has been replaced by the LTE. Okay. Cellular broadband carry both voice and data used by phones, automobile, tablets, and laptops. So global systems of mobile GSM internationally recognized. So code division multiple access CDMA primarily used in the US. Satellite broadband, so uses directional satellite dish aligned with satellite in a geostationary orbit. So needs a clear line of sight, typically used in a rural location where cable and DSL are unavailable. So here are some of the information regarding the 802.11 standards or wireless LAN standards. So we have different version, no? 802.11, which is the original, no? Or the first version or first standard in wireless LAN. So uses 2.4 gigahertz, data rates up to 2 Mbps transfer rate, no? And then we have 802.11a that uses 5 gigahertz frequencies. So nga pala, typically mga devices natin, cellphone, yung wireless adapter of our computer uses 2.4 gigahertz. Maliban na lamang if you are using the most latest technology, which is AC, and then your LAN card is newest model of the LAN card, no? Pwede yung or wireless LAN card, no? Or wireless NIC. Pwede rin niyang mag-support ng AC, which is 5 gigahertz, no? It can be connected to 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, no? So 802.11a, lumang technology na ito, data rates up to 54 Mbps, not interoperable with 802.11b or G. So ibig sabihin, if you have access point that is 802.11b standard, itong client na 802.11a ay hindi compatible dyan, hindi ma-connect yan dyan kasi nga 5 GHz yun itong 802.11b and G ay 2.4 GHz. So yung 802.11b standard uses 2.4 GHz frequency, data rates up to 11 Mbps, longer range than 802.11a and better able to penetrate building structure. 802.11g uses also 2.4 GHz, but the data rates is 54 Mbps, no? So backward compatible siya sa 802.11b. So meaning if you have a wireless router 54G or sabihin natin 802.11g yung wireless router niyo, kung may luma kayong laptop, siguro mga model 2000 or lower, no? Pwedeng kumonek na yan dyan sa wireless router na yan. We have 802.11n. Meron kasing wireless 802.11n na dual frequency, 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. So usually itong 5 GHz ginagamit ito point to point kunyari yung wireless router to wireless router. So kung i-draw natin yung topology yung ganito, kunyari ito yung wireless router to wireless router, kunyari sa kabilang building, another building, tapos dito pwede ring wireless dito sa loob, wireless din dito sa loob. So ito pang outside kasi 5 GHz. Itong center na natin mga 2.4 yan. Yan to, 2.4 din. Yan, pwede rin namang papunta siya sa wired distribution, no? O wired devices. So kumbaga scenario natin dito, meron tayong dalawang building na gusto nyo pag-dock ngayon using wireless. Yan, yung 5 GHz ng wireless and pwede yan. So data rate 150 to 600 Mbps. So required multiple antennas with the multiple input, multiple output technology. 802.11ac uses 5 GHz. Data rates 450 to 1.3 Gbps. Supports up to 8 antennas. We have 802.11ax, 2.4 and 5 GHz. I think this is Wi-Fi 6 na tinatawag So 2.4 and 5 GHz. So meaning it can connect yung mga legacy devices, cellphone natin na 2.4 GHz lang, no? Pwede rin siyang kumonekta sa cellphone na may 5 GHz. High efficiency wireless capable of using 1 GHz and 7 GHz frequencies. I think this is should be Gbps, 1 Gbps, 7 Gbps data rate. Okay. So all wireless devices operate in a range of electromagnetic spectrum. Wireless network operates in 2.4 and 5 GHz frequency band. So 2.4 GHz ultra high frequency. Ito po yun, 802.11b or G or N or AX. So 5 GHz super, I think this is super high frequency. Anyway, check nyo na lang po sa internet na SHF. Basta high frequency yan So 802.11a and AC and AX. Wireless standard organizations. So standards ensure interoperability between devices that are made by different manufacturers. Internationally, the three organizations influencing wireless LAN standard includes the ITU. It regulates the allocation of radio spectrum and satellite orbits. We have IEEE. Specify how a radio frequency is modulated to carry information. Maintain the standards for local and metropolitan area network with the IEEE 802 LAN MAN family of standards. We have Wi-Fi Alliance. Promotes the growth and acceptance of wireless LAN. It is an association of vendors whose objective is to improve the interoperability of products that are based on 802.11 standard. Usually yan yung makikita natin sa mga cellphone, mga laptop, merong Wi-Fi na logo. So Wi-Fi Alliance. Yan yung Wi-Fi certified. Ibig sabihin pagka nakakita kayo ng ganito sa inyong mga device, yan daw ay sure na interoperable sa ibang vendor, no? Hindi lang kunyari sa Linksys, D-Link, Cisco, and so on. So that is the purpose of Wi-Fi Alliance, no? So of course, just like dun sa wired network natin, in order for us to connect to the network, dapat meron tayong network interface card. So yung sa wireless, need din ito, no? To communicate wirelessly, laptop, tablets, smartphone, and even latest automobile, no? Include integrated wireless NIC that incorporate radio transmitter and receiver. So yung mga cellphone natin, yung mga bagong laptop, naka-embed na siya sa or nakalagay siya internal, no? Yung wireless NIC na yan. So kung ang laptop ninyo ay dinesign para sa wired network at gusto nyo i-connect siya sa wireless, you need an external adapter, no? Kagaya ng USB to wireless. Okay, o kung PC man yan, motherboard, lagyan nyo ng PCI Express, no? Na card na pang wireless. Yan, so marami namang option. And ito yung pinaka-switch natin, no, sa wireless network. Ito yung katumbas po ng hub and switch doon sa wired network, sa wireless naman, no? So a home user typically interconnects wireless devices using a small wireless router. Wireless router serve as the following, can be used as access point, to provide wires access, So meaning yung mga wireless device natin will be able to access yung services natin sa wired distribution. No? Kagaya nito, kunyari ito papunta sa server room, no? Yung mga client natin kung may mga laptop dito will be able to access that services. Switch to interconnect wired devices, no? Merong 4 dito na port eh. Okay. Router to provide a default gateway to other networks. So ibig sabihin itong separate port na to, usually ibang kulay yan. Wide area network connection yan. Ito LAN. So ibig sabihin kung ginagamit natin lahat ng port niyan, kunyari private IP address going to the internet, then ang trabaho nito router. Kung may laptop ka connected yan tapos nag-internet connection ka or nag-internet access ka, edi wireless router siya. Pwede rin naman kasi walang internet, na purpose mo lang magkita-kita yung mga host, edi switch or wireless switch, no? Yan. So wireless client use their wireless NIC to discover nearby access point. So client then attempts to associate and authenticate with an access point. After being authenticated, wireless users have access to network resources. Ito yung example ng product ng Cisco, no? Cisco Meraki Go Access Point. Hindi lang naman Cisco ang pwede nyo gamitin sa wireless, napakarami, no? O depende na sa inyo yan kung anong gusto nyo gamitin brand eh. So access point categories. Access point can be categorized as either autonomous or controller-based access point. So ano ba yung autonomous? Autonomous, halimbawa bumili ka ng wireless router. So ikaw kaya mo siya configure, no? Using web-based graphical user interface. So standalone siya. Standalone device configured through a command line interface or graphical user interface. So each autonomous AP acts independently of the other and is configured and managed manually by the administrator. Sige, sample natin sa Packet Tracer. Okay, so dito meron tayong example ng autonomous access point, no? Pwede rin naman yung wireless router. Halimbawa, wireless router 300N. So, kinakailangan po natin dito ng PC usually eh. Tapos, yung kable, pagka bubili tayo ng wireless router, may kasama na yung straight cable na maliit eh. No, maiksi, no? Kukonect natin sa LAN port, one of the 4 ports, no? And typically, DHCP server na rin po yan. So, ibig sabihin, mag-obtain tayo dito. At merong IP address yan. So, the way to access that access point is through the gateway IP, ano? Yan yung 0.1 or depende. Kung ito po yung makikita nyo as gateway ninyo, no? At ina-access po yan using this web browser. At meron pong default username na admin, typically admin din, no? Yung password. Yung ibang brand naman, admin, tapos admin 1234 or 1234, no? Kaya basahin nyo po yung manual, no? Yan. So, ito po ngayon yung interface niya. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kung mag-implement po kayo ng autonomous access point, iisa-isahin nyo po yung configuration sa bawat wireless device na yan. Hindi po yan kagaya ng nabanggit na controller-based access point, also known as a lightweight access point, no? So it uses the lightweight access point protocol to communicate with the wireless LAN controller. So this is baliktad eh. Each lightweight access point is automatically configured and managed by the wireless LAN controller. So pakita ko sa inyo yung pwedeng gamitin dito sa Packet Tracer. Meron tayong wireless LAN controller dito eh. So gamitin ko na lang siguro itong 35 Oppo wireless LAN controller. So WLC. And then gamit na tayo dito ng switch na may PoE, Power over Ethernet, which is this one. Ito, power. So connect natin to one of the gigabit port. So ano ba itsura nito? Pwede natin tignan. Ito siya. Yan yung itsura niya. Or pwede natin tignan sa internet. Yan. So Cisco WLC. Yan. So ganito yung itsura niya, no? Okay, so controller lang siya, no? Ibig sabihin may separate pa tayong bibili na na lightweight access point. So ito mahal to, no? Kumbaga para siyang DHCP, parang ganon, or server na siya magbabato ng configuration doon sa lightweight access point. Kasi parang dumb device po yung yung lightweight access point. So hanap tayo dito, lightweight access point. Ito. So kagaya ng sinasabi ko, when you purchase Cisco device, no, na access point or VoIP phone, optional if you wanted power cord, kagaya nito. Kung meron ka naman ng PoE enabled switch, hindi mo na kailangan nito na bumili nito, no? Ito na lang bibili mo, yung lightweight access point. So since capable po ito, itong layer 3 switch natin, i-connect na lang natin siya from this point papunta rito. As you can see, may ilaw na siya, no? Although wala pang wala pang configuration. So kailangan po natin ng extra PC pang configure, no? Pang configure po dyan sa access point na yan. Yan. By default meron din siyang DHCP service, no, na magbabato po yan ng IP address dito. Ayan, so 1.1. At first we input yung 192.168.1.1. papasukin natin yung wireless LAN controller. So yung factory settings po nito, ina-allow po tayo na mag setup kunyari ng username and password, no? Yung pangalan ng device. Pagkatapos nun, gagamitin na natin yung HTTPS na option, ano? Ito yung dapat natin munang i-setup bago natin totally ma-access itong wireless LAN controller. So gawa muna daw tayo ng username na kunyari admin 123. Tapos kunyari password natin ay kunyari Cisco ENPAS or Cisco ENPA 55. Kailangan kasi may capital letter, may number So lalagyan natin siya kunyari ng pangalan, hostname, no, WLC. Pwede natin baguhin yung IP address kanina 1.1. Pwede namang 1.2, no? 192.168 at pwedeng 2.254. Bahala kayo. 255, 255, 255.0. Ready na rin natin na maglagay ng router, no? Hindi kasi siya router So separate pa yun. Tapos lagay lang muna natin siya sa VLAN 1. So ito kailangan daw yung guest or yung employee network. Pwede naman kasi disable yan later kung ayaw naman, no? Employee network daw, hindi employee wifi. Tapos password natin is password 123. Next hindi na kasi mapapalitan yung ibang settings niya dahil ano to limited lang yung feature sa packet tracer. So now putol na yung connection natin, naputol siya. So babaguhin din natin yung IP address ito, hindi na yung magbabato ng ang DHCP kasi nga nagpalit tayo ng IP address, kunyari 2.100. Ayan, pass forward natin. So try muna natin i-ping yung wireless LAN controller. Ping. Ayan, dapat mag-reply yan eh. Ayan, and then the way to access its GUI is HTTPS na. HTTPS 192.168.2.254. Ayan na siya, wireless LAN controller. Dapat maalala ninyo yung yung username natin, no? Ayan, ito po yung loob niya, no? So, although dito sa packet tracer, meron lang tayong basic configuration, no? Some of the option here is nakalock po siya dahil ano lang naman siya for illustration, no? So, hindi naman kasi kailangan bumili ng sariling wireless LAN controller at lightweight access point para lang maunawaan, no, yung kung ano ibig sabihin, no? Again, ito ay controller based access point. Ibig sabihin magko-configure tayo ng pangalan ng wireless, pati yung DHCP niya pwede manggaling dito, tapos babatuhan ito, no? So kapag ito na configure na, may laptop ka rito at wireless, makikita mo yung pangalan ng wireless, kukonek ka ngayon dito. Hindi kagaya nito, individual mo siya i-configure, nandito lahat ng settings, no? So ibig sabihin pwede pa ako magdagdag ng lightweight access point. Lightweight, dito lang lahat ng configuration, i-distribute lang niya yung settings, no? Ayun yung advantage niya. Wireless antennas. So types of external antennas, meron tayong tinatawag na omnidirectional that provides 360 degree coverage, ideal in house and office area. Kagaya nito, parang diretso lang yung antenna mo, no? So according dun sa principle kasi niyan, para siyang donut shape eh. Sige, drawing natin. Yung donut shape daw yung coverage yan eh, parang ganito yun eh. So pwede rin naman tayong tumingin sa sa internet ng omnidirectional so depende kasi sa pagkaka-illustrate eh. According dito ganito yung sa kanya, pwede naman kasing donut shape siya eh. Anyway, yan, parang donut shape yan, 360 degrees. And then we have directional, focus the radio signal in a specific direction. Example daw nito yung Yagi antenna and parabolic dish, no? Ito directional, nakatutok lang sa isang direction. Halimbawa sa parabolic dish din po yung patutunguhan niya, no? Usually nakikita natin sa mga building yan. Kanya ito yung building 1, no? Building 2, pwedeng mataas sa kanya. Tapos yung antenna niya nakatutok pa ganun. Ito naman, so yung wireless natin ay paganyan. Ayan, so directional yan. Ito naman, may maraming antena, no? Multiple input, multiple output. Uses multiple antennas, up to 8 to increase the bandwidth. So 802.11 wireless topology mode. Meron tayong tinatawag na ad hoc mode, no? Used to connect client in a peer-to-peer manner without access point. So ibig sabihin, kung meron kang dalawang laptop na merong for example operating system, Windows operating system, pwede mo i-configure yun ad hoc, no? Para ka lang naka-crossover cable. Okay, of course, kung wala kang nakalagay na static IP address, hindi 169.254 magiging IP address nyo on both side, then you can now transfer files, no? Meron naman po tayong tinatawag na infrastructure mode, no? Pag sinabing infrastructure mode, may access point ka o wireless router, no? Used to connect client to the network using the access point. We have tethering, no? Variation of ad hoc topology. This is when a smartphone or tablet with cellular data access is enabled to create a personal hotspot, no? Kagaya ng practice ko dito sa bahay. Meron ako cellphone dito, nandito yung SIM card na LTE connected dyan sa cell site. And then ito naman 2.4 GHz, no? I think ito nasa 5 GHz yung frequency nito. Yan, kasi nga telco SIM card, no? Ito naman 2.4 GHz typical, no? Kasi sa cellphone ko low end eh. Pero siguro kung AC ito, wireless AC, pwede rin mag 5 GHz dito eh. Basta yung laptop natin is ano rin, na yung kanyang adapter ay modern din, ano? AC rin dapat, or higher than AC yung Wi-Fi 6, no? Yan. So basic set, basic service set and extended service set. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng mga terminology na yan, no? Infrastructure mode kasi yan eh. Mabalikan natin, di ba meron tayong ad hoc mode, infrastructure mode, tethering, and then focus tayo ngayon sa infrastructure mode. Meron daw klase ng topology blocks, no? Basic service set. Pagka sinabi daw pong basic service set, uses single access point to interconnect all associated wireless client. Example, sa bahay ninyo meron kayong isang wireless device. Yan, galing sa inyong tawag dito, service provider. Yan, basic service set na yung settings natin dito. Yan, basic service area nga pala yung range pala nito, no? Yan, pero yung kanyang topology block, basic service set lang siya kasi isa lang yung access point niya. Meron tayong tinatawag na extended service set. Okay, ito yung halimbawa sa isang company, merong multiple access points sa different area, no? Maring ito almost covered din yung area dito, no? Ganon din dito. Ayan. So ibig sabihin, pagpunta mo sa kabilang floor, connected ka pa rin sa wireless. Pwedeng ganon. Okay, pero magkaibang access point, pero ginagamit nila isang name ng connection. So ibig sabihin, sasaluhin ka lang doon sa kabila. Ang tawag ay extended service set, union of two or more basic service sets, no? Interconnected by a wired distribution system. A client in each basic service set can communicate through extended service set. So ang tawag sa area na to, extended service area. So pag-usapan naman natin yung frame structure, no, ng 802.11 wireless LAN standard. So the 802.11 frame format is similar daw to Ethernet frame format, except that it contains more field doon sa header, no? Kasi kung maaalala naman natin yung ating Ethernet, meron tayong header, yung data, yung trailer, no? Tapos sa header, ang daming information. Ngayon, no, meron pang frame control, duration, address 1, address 2, address 3, and address 4. Ano kaya yung mga yan? So, pag-usapan muna natin yung wireless LAN operation, no? So, yung wireless LAN pala uses carrier sense multiple access with collision avoidance. So, wireless LANs are half duplex and a client cannot hear while it is sending, making it impossible to detect a collision. Wireless LAN uses carrier sense multiple access with collision avoidance to determine how and when to send data. A wireless client does the following. Yan, yung client daw, listen to the channel to see if it is idle. For example daw, no other traffic currently on the channel. Then send a ready to send message to the access point to request dedicated access to the network. So, eventually yung access point natin magre-respond yun. Yan, yung, so makaka-receive po siya ng clear to send message from the access point granting access to send. So, waiting random amount of time before restarting the process if no clear to send message is received. No? Kunyari, yan daw yung client natin, wala siya na-receive na, no? Clear to send. Ibig sabihin, busy. Busy yung channel natin. So, magre-retry lang siya, no? Or mag-wait for a random amount of time. So, kung successfully naman na-granted yung kanyang access, then transmit the data. Acknowledges all transmission. If a wireless client does not receive an acknowledgement, it assume a collision occur. Ganito, no? Acknowledges all transmission. And if a wireless client does not receive an acknowledgement, it assume daw na may collision nangyari and restarts the process. So, paano ba yung proseso, no, ng pag-grant ng access ng isang wireless client? For a wireless device to communicate over a network, they must first associate with an access point or a wireless router. Wireless devices complete the following three-stage process or 3 stages process. No? First, our client will discover an access point, and it will try to authenticate with the access point. No? Kapag granted, then associated na sila. So, to achieve successful association daw, a wireless client and an access point must agree on a specific parameter. May tinatawag po tayo na service set identifier. Yan po yung pangalan ng wireless na nakikita nyo sa ere, no? Or sa airwaves natin gamit yung mga cellphone ninyo. So, the client needs to know the name of the network to connect. Kung may password yun, dapat alam nyo yung password, no? This is required the client to authenticate to the access point. Meron naman tinatawag na open authentication, ibig sabihin walang password. Tapos network mode, ano? Minsan kasi merong option, kunyari wireless N lang. Okay? Pwede kasi natin iset yung wireless router natin na wireless N devices lang ang makakonect. So kung pang wireless B ka, you will not be able to connect to wireless N. No? Kunyari naka explicitly set to wireless N. Or pwede rin namang mix mode yan. Kung makikita natin siya dito sa pasok ulit tayo sa GUI. Dito po yan sa bandang wireless. Tapos mix mode, pwede nyo pong gawing wireless G, B, or N only. Or pwedeng mix na lang. Ibig sabihin ng mix niyan, hindi mo sure kung ano ba yung mga device na dala-dala ng mga empleyado natin, no? So, hayaan na lang natin siya na mix mode. Kasi pagka nag-N tayo, baka mamaya may laptop na luma yung client natin. Hindi makakonect yan. Okay, so balik tayo. Security mode, no? The security parameter settings, for example, the WEP, WPA, and WPA2. So, nasa bandang security siya. So, by default, ito, open authentication siya. So, pwede kayo mamili ngayon. Yung wireless equivalent privacy, WPA, personal, enterprise, WPA to personal and enterprise. No, may pag-usapan natin kung ano yung difference ng personal sa enterprise. Wireless client connects to the access point using a passive or active scanning probing process. Pagka sinabi daw po nating passive mode, an access point openly advertises its service by periodically sending broadcast beacon, no? Frames containing the SSID supported standard and security settings. So subukan muna natin palitan yung SSID nito. Default kasi nakalagay. So kunyari Henrix Wimpy. So save natin. Kuha tayo ng client dito, laptop pwede. Kaya lang we need to change the adapter into wireless. Punta tayo sa desktop niya, yung application. Ayan, sa kanyang connection, no? Makikita po natin dito. Yan, beacon po yan, no? Yung the way na nakikita po natin siya, no? So balik tayo. Again, balikan natin yung access point daw openly advertises its service by periodically sending broadcast beacon frames containing the SSID supported standard and security settings. So yun yung typical na ginagawa natin. Nakakakita tayo ng wireless name tapos ko-connect, no? Yung active mode naman, wireless client must know the SSID name. So pwede kasi nating i-hide yun eh. So bilang administrator, pwede nating i-hide yung SSID. Naka-disable yung pag-broadcast niya. So therefore, kung kukonect tayo dito, refresh ko muna. Mawala siya rito. So try natin. Subukan natin kung supported ni Packet Tracer, no? Wireless name. Security, open authentication lang tayo eh. Yan. So manual kung configure tong laptop, yung SSID kasi hindi niya nakikita yung SSID. So ibig sabihin yung ginawa ko, active mode yun, no? Active mode of discovery. So pag-usapan naman natin itong yung sa wireless LAN controller, no? Yan, meron kasi siyang tinatawag na CAPWAP, no? Ano ba yung CAPWAP? Tignan nga natin sa internet. So, yung ibig sabihin pala ng CAPWAP is Control and Provisioning of Wireless Access Point. Yan. So, CAPWAP is a protocol that enables an access controller to manage a collection of wireless termination point. Yan. So, ibig sabihin meron tayong central controller. So, control and provisioning of wireless of wireless access point. So CAPWAP daw is an IEEE standard protocol that enables a wireless LAN controller to manage multiple access point and wireless LANs based on the lightweight access point protocol, but adds additional security with datagram transport layer security protocol. Encapsulate and forward wireless LAN client traffic based on an access point and a wireless LAN controller over a tunnel using the UDP port 5246 and 5247. So operates both IPv4 and IPv6. So yung IPv4 daw uses protocol 17, IPv6 protocol 136 doon sa format niya, no? Yan. So may separate na function kasi itong ano eh. Yan, yung media access control architecture, no? So the control and provisioning of wireless access point is split the media access control concept. Yan. Does all the function normally performed by individual access point and distribute them between two functional component. Yung access point media access control function and wireless LAN controller media access control function. So tignan muna natin yung AP media access control function, yung beacons and probe responses, packet acknowledgement and retransmission, frame queuing and packet prioritization, media access control layer, data encryption and decryption. Sa wireless LAN controller media access control function naman, no, yung authentication, association and reassociation of a roaming client, frame translation to other protocol, termination of 802.11 traffic to a wired interface. So we have datagram, no, yung TLS, transport layer security. Ayan, so datagram transport layer security provides security between the access point and the controller. So it is enabled by default to secure the control and provisioning of wireless access point control channel and encrypt all management and control traffic between access point and wireless LAN controller. Data encryption, no, is disabled by default and requires a datagram transport layer security license to be installed on the wireless LAN controller before it can be enabled on the access point. So ibig sabihin yung encryption ng client natin, no? Yan. So ibig sabihin yung bibili pa tayo ng separate license kay Cisco, tapos i-install natin dito sa wireless LAN controller yung DTLS na tinatawag. So meron siyang feature na kung tawagin ay Flex Connect that enables the configuration and control of the access point over a wide area network link, no? Ibig sabihin ito outside the boundary of the corporate network na nasa branch office. Pwede pala yun. There are the two modes of option for Flex Connect access point. So ibig sabihin yung controller mo nandoon sa corporate office somewhere in city, ito naman somewhere in distant city rin, ano, branch office. Tapos ito yung lightweight access point na may Flex Connect, patatagusin sa internet. I think baka gumagamit din ito ng VPN para may connect yung both side na yan eh. So connected mode. The wireless LAN controller is reachable. The Flex Connect access point has control and provisioning of wireless access point connectivity with wireless LAN controller through the CAPWAP tunnel. The WLC performs all CAPWAP function. Standalone mode naman, the wireless LAN controller is unreachable. The Flex Connect access point has lost CAPWAP connectivity with WLC. The AP can assume some of the wireless LAN controller functions such as switching client data traffic locally and performing client authentication locally. So ibig sabihin itong Flex Connect access point parang typical access point lang din kung hindi niya makontak ito, no? Pwede siyang mag-setup ng connection dito locally. Okay. Yung connected mode naman manggagaling dito. So frequency channel saturation. Yan. So if the demand for a specific wireless channel is too high, the channel may become oversaturated, degrading the quality of communication. So ito yung nagiging cause ng pagbagal ng connection natin sa wireless, no? Channel saturation can be mitigated using techniques that use channel more efficiently. Yan, meron tayong tinatawag na direct sequence spread spectrum, ano? A modulation technique daw designed to spread a signal over a large frequency band. Ito daw ay ginagamit sa lumang technology, 802.11b devices to avoid interference from other devices using the same 2.4 GHz frequency. Meron naman tayong tinatawag na frequency hopping spread spectrum. So that transmit radio signal by rapidly switching a carrier signal among many frequency channel. Sender and receiver must be synchronized to know which channel to jump to. Used by original 802.11 standard. So pagka sinabing original 802.11 standard, bago yung mag-A, no? Ibig sabihin luma-luma na rin ito. Orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, a subset of frequency division multiplexing in which a single channel uses multiple sub-channel on adjacent frequencies. So, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing is used by a number of communication system including this technology, yung yung 802.11a, G, N, and AC. Yan, so orthogonal na pala ginagamit niya, no? So, channel selection. So, sa pag-setup ng multiple access point nga pala, sa isang, kunyari, mga closed area din, hindi pa pwede kasing pare-pares ng channel yan, pagka pare-pares kasi ng channel yung access point, pwede magbanggaan yan sa area. Yan, sa cellphone mo mataas sa signal pero walang data na nare-receive, or nakakapag-travel. Nagbabanggaan nga kasi or nag-interfere sila sa isa't isa. So kung kunyari gusto nyo mag-setup ng multiple access point, kahit single lang yung SSID ninyo, kunyari 3 access point, or drawing natin para mas nauunawaan natin siya. Kunyari sa isang building, may access point dito. Kasi possible may tatamang mga signal dito, kagaya niyan. Ito, mali na to, dapat nandito siya. Yan, kung ganyan ang setup nyo, di dapat ito channel 1, 6, 11. Actually marami kayo pwede paglaruan dyan, basta 5 band yung yung difference nila. So kung uulitin nyo ulit, meron pang access point dito na pwedeng tumama dyan. Pwedeng 1 ito, may access point dito, pwedeng 11 yan. So honeycomb design ito, ayun nga lang, dito anong gagamitin natin, hindi pwedeng 1 yan. Kaya dapat pag-iisipang maigi, yung pag-i-implement nito. So the 2.4 GHz band is subdivided in multiple channel, each allotted 22 MHz bandwidth and separated from the next channel by 5 MHz. So ibig sabihin ito, so channel 1, channel 2, 5 MHz. Yan. Tapos ito, yung isang channel natin is total 22 MHz band. So dapat daw kapag ka nag-implement tayo ng multiple access point, yung non-overlapping. Ayun nga, yung 1, tignan nyo, yung channel 1 is not overlapping with channel 6 and channel 11. So pwede rin kayo humanap dito, kunyari channel 2, channel 7. Meron pa dapat dito, yan. So ganun yung laro niya, So sa 5 GHz frequency rin, kagaya ng 802.11a and AC, there are 24 channels. So each channel is separated from the next channel by 20 megahertz, So to channel 36 to channel 40. Non-overlapping channels, example lang, itong 36, 48, tignan niyo pa, 60. So plan a wireless LAN deployment. So the number of users supported by wireless LAN depends on the following: geographical layout of the facility, the number of bodies and devices that can fit in a space, the data rate user expect, the use of non-overlapping channel by multiple access point, and transmit power settings. So when planning the location of access point, the approximate circular coverage area is important. Although dito sa CCNA natin, kung tutuusin, medyo medyo malabo pa yung discussion nito. May separate kasi to practice, yung CCNA wireless, which is wala nang certification, pero pwede kayong makakabili ng libro niya, yung CCNA wireless na book. It's more about wireless talaga, yan, nakapokus siya sa wireless technology. So ito lang ito, konting glimpse lang sa pag-implement ng wireless. Wireless security overview. A wireless LAN is open to anyone within range of an access point and the appropriate credentials to associate to it. So ibig sabihin daw nito, yung wireless natin pwedeng masagap ng kapitbahay. Kung walang password yan, tapos may internet ka, edi libre ang internet niya, di ba? So attacks can be generated by outsiders, disgruntled employees, and even unintentional by employees. Pwede pagka sinabing unintentional, halimbawa yung empleyado bumili ng nagpa-deliver sa Shopee ng wireless router, tapos binuksan niya, pinower niya para lang matest sa office. Niyaan lang muna niya, nag-break siya, tapos yung frequency pala nung tumatama na pala dun sa corporate wireless natin, creating interference. Okay, kaya yung quality ng communication naapektuhan. Yun yung tinatawag nating unintentionally. Wireless networks are specifically susceptible to several threats, including the following: yung interception of the data, wireless intruders, denial of service attack, and rogue access point. Ibig sabihin, may nag-install ng peking access point, akala ng mga user ay para sa corporate, kumonekta sila doon, then eventually mga data nila ay na-capture ng attacker. So wireless denial of service attack can be the result of the following: improperly configured devices, a malicious user intentionally interfering with the wireless communication, accidental interference. To minimize the risk of the denial of service attack due to improper configuration or configured devices and malicious attack, harden all devices, keep passwords secure, and create backups, and ensure that all configuration changes are incorporated of hours. Rogue access point. A rogue access point is an access point or wireless router that has been connected to a corporate network without explicit authorization, and against the corporate policy. Once connected, the rogue access point can be used by an attacker to capture MAC addresses, capture data packets, gain access to the network resources, or launch a man-in-the-middle attack. A personal network hotspot could also be used as a rogue access point, yung cellphone natin. So for example, a user with a secure network access enabled their authorized Windows host to become a Wi-Fi AP. To prevent the installation of a rogue access point, organization must configure wireless LAN controller with rogue access point policy and use monitoring software to actively monitor the radio spectrum for an authorized access point. So ibig sabihin, yung wireless LAN controller pala merong way para ma-detect kung merong rogue access point. So man-in-the-middle attack. The hacker is positioned in between the two legitimate entities in order to read or modify the data that passes between the two parties. A popular wireless man-in-the-middle attack is called Evil Twin. Ibig sabihin ito, Meron tayong sabihin nating impostor na access point pero parehas yung SSID. Ginaya yung SSID. Kunyari yung sa mga Starbucks, no, ganyan. Meron ding Starbucks din yung pangalan. Na-detect ng mga customer. Ang lakas ng signal dito sa access point na to. Connect nga ako, no? So defeating a man in the middle attack begins with identifying legitimate devices on the wireless LAN. So to do this daw, user must be authenticated. After all of the legitimate devices are known, the network can be monitored for abnormal devices or traffic. So SSID cloaking, no? Ayan, to address daw the threat of keeping wireless intruder out and protecting data. Two early security features were used, no, and are still available on most routers and access point. Yan yung cloaking. Access point and some wireless router allows SSID beacon to be disabled. Nakita nyo kanina sa packet tracer natin. Ayan siya, naka-disable. So ibig sabihin hindi makikita yung hindi na magbabato ng beacon ito. So para lang may connect yung client natin, dapat alam natin yung pangalan para may connect natin siya. Meron din itong MAC filtering Okay. Pwede kayo maglagay dito ng mga list of wireless adapter na trusted by our policy or corporate policy. So sila lang yung mga laptop na pwedeng kumonekta sa wireless, no? Yan, yung MAC address filtering. Administrator can manually permit or deny client wireless access based on their physical MAC address. So the router is configured to permit 2 MAC addresses, no? Sa sample daw niya, wala naman siya example dito Pero dito sa pwede tayong mag-enable tapos maglagay kayo ng MAC address ng LAN card, no? Wireless LAN card. Yan. So pwedeng permit. Alam nga naman naglagay ka rito ng mga MAC addresses, kunyari 40 or 50 MAC addresses, tapos ipiprevent mo lang din siya. Why not ilagay mo na lang yung permitted? Ayan. Kunyari permitted mo 6 lang, ano? Compare natin do sa 50 unpermitted, di ba? So original authentication method of 802.11. So the best way daw to secure a wireless network is to use authentication and encryption system. Two types of authentication were introduced with the 802.11 standard. Open authentication, walang password ito. So client is responsible for providing security such as through a VPN. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng gumamit yung client natin ng VPN software para yung kanyang traffic ay encrypted. Or pwede siyang, kunyari, open authentication, nakakonect tayo sa wireless, pero walang password. Pwede kang gumamit ng browser na mayroong Tor, the onion router, no? So nakatunnel ka nito. Maaring nakikita ng attacker na mayroong traffic pero hindi niya mababasa yung content no? Kaya lang yun, sa browser lang yun. Paano yung iba pang traffic na ginagawa mo, yung transferring ng file sa iba pang PC, dapat doon yung buong desktop natin ay mai-VPN natin. Meron naman nag-download nun, mga VPN. Kagaya nito. Yung yan. Tapos alam ko meron din ganito nakabili ako dati nito Ayan, so nakapag-subscribe ako dati nito month lang kasi mahal din nasa 800 pesos din siya So shared key authentication provide mechanisms such as yung WEP, WPA, WPA2 and WPA3 sa mga bagong model, no? So check nga natin. Punta tayo sa wireless security. Ayan. So, meron tayong web dito. Ayan. So, 40 to 64 bits lang siya. Ayan. Pwede rin pala taasan to. Kaya lang din niya ayun. Pwede ka maglagay dito ng key. WPA. Passphrase lalagay ninyo. Tapos meron yung option for authentication. May WPA to personal. Okay. So provide mechanisms such as web, WPA, WPA2, and WPA3 to authenticate and encrypt data between a wireless client and access point. However, the password must be pre-shared between both parties to connect. Ibig sabihin, kailangan alam din, no? Kunyari, meron kang mga bisita, 10. Sa 10 na yun, dapat alam nila yung password. Paano kung may nakaalam na iba, no? Kapitbahay mo? Hindi rin siya secure. Shared key authentication method. There are currently 4 shared key authentication technique available. Yan yung word equivalent privacy. The original 802.11 specification designed to secure data using the Rebus Cipher4 encryption method with a static key. WEP is no longer recommended and should never be used. Wi-Fi Protected Access, or WPA. A Wi-Fi Alliance standard that uses WEP but secure the data with a much stronger temporal key protocol encryption algorithm. TKIP changes the key for each packet, making it more difficult to hack. Pero yung web WPA, alam ko na-break na yung code yan WPA2, it uses advanced encryption standard for encryption. Ito daw po kasi yung currently considered the strongest encryption protocol. Of course, WPA2, alam na rin natin na na-break na rin ito Kaya lang matagal siya i-break, no? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo kailangan pa siya ng mga makina para makapag-decode ng password, no? WPA3. This is the next generation of Wi-Fi security. All WPA3 enabled devices use the latest security method. This allows outdated legacy protocol and require the use of protected management frames. So authenticating a home user. Home router typically have 2 choices for authentication, WPA and WPA2. Yan, meron tayong tinatawag na personal. Intended for home or small office network. User authenticate using pre-shared key. So wireless client authenticate with a wireless router using a pre-shared password. No authentication server is required. Yung enterprise naman, meron kang server. Punta tayo dito sa Packet Tracer. Para lang ma-illustrate siya. So, meron kang Radius server. Yan, tapos connected po ito sa port ng ating wireless router. Ibig sabihin, kung may username and password tayo, ko-connect muna yan. Magtatanong yan. Or, it will try to associate to the wireless router. Alam ko pinadala niya na yung yung username So ito tatanungin niya, si username ba ay allowed? So sabihin nito, pakitanong yung password. Anong password mo? Ito password ko. Pero yung password niya. Okay. I-authenticate mo siya. Then i-authenticate niya yung client. So ganun yung laro niyan. So parang may third party ka rito. Okay, na mag-authenticate sa'yo. Yung username and password ay nandito sa Radius server. Yan, typically ganyan sa mga corporate Or sa mga hotel, hindi ko alam kung paano nila nagagawa yung merong random key na kada may mag-check-in meron ng printed na maliit na papel. Sir, ito po yung password mo sa room 303. 3 days lang po yan. Kung kayo po ay mag-extend, just ask the security personnel for us to recreate an password for you, parang gano'n. Kung nasubukan nyo na mag-check-in sa mga magagandang hotel, no? Mga 5-star hotel, hindi ko lang alam sa Sogo, no? O kaya sa Eurotel, no? Kung merong ganyan. So enterprise daw, enterprise authentication, ayan, intended for enterprise network. Merong server na kailangan. Remote authentication dial in user service authentication server. The device must be authenticated by the radio server and then user must authenticate using this standard, no? Yung port-based to Port-based authentication 802.1x standard, which uses extensible authentication protocol for authentication. Encryption, no? WPA and WPA2 includes the encryption protocol. Yan, temporal key integrity protocol used by WPA and provides support for legacy wireless LAN equipment. Makes use of WEP but encrypts the layer 2 payload using temporal key integrity protocol. Advanced encryption standard used by WPA2 and uses the counter cipher mode with blockchaining message authentication code protocol that allows destination host to recognize if the encrypted and non-encrypted bits have been altered. Authenticating in the enterprise. Enterprise security mode choice requires an authentication, authorization, and accounting radio server. There pieces or 3 pieces of information are required, no? Radio server, IP address. Yan. So, check nga natin. Pasok tayo dito. Admin. And then for security, kunyari WPA2 enterprise, ayun. Encryption. Yan. Of course, AES yung mataas eh. IP address daw ng server. Kung ano yung IP address nun. Tapos port number. Then, yung shared secret between this router and then the server. Sila lang nakakaalam yan. Balikan natin to. So, UDP port number. UDP port 1812 for radius authentication, 1813 for radius accounting. Cisco number ito eh. But can also operate using UDP port 1645 and 1646 for open ito. Open vendor yan. Shared key. Used to authenticate the access point and the radio server. Take note, user authentication and authorization is handled by the 802.1x standard, which provide a centralized server-based authentication of end user. WPA3. So because WPA2 is no longer considered secure, WPA3 is recommended when available. So ibig sabihin kung nakabili kayo ng mga high-end wireless access point, no, na merong WPA3, of course alam ko may nakalagay dyan WPA, WPA2, WPA3. Gamitin nyo na yan, WPA3. WPA3 personal towards, or sabi natin pagkasinabing towards, mitigate brute force attack by using simultaneous authentication of equals. WPA3 Enterprise uses 802.1x EAP authentication. However, it requires the use of 192-bit cryptographic suite and eliminates the mixing of security protocols for previous version of 802.11 standard. Open network does not use any authentication. Parang open network, no? However, uses opportunistic wireless encryption to encrypt all wireless traffic. It supports IoT onboarding. Yan, uses device provisioning protocol to quickly onboarding IoT devices. So that's all for this module, ano? I hope nakatulong, no? Nakatulong kahit paano to explain yung mga topic na ito. So the configuration is on the next video. Again, maraming salamat sa inyong panonood dito at pakikinig.